Hi, my name is Adrienne Enns, and I want to invite you to join the May You Know Joy membership. I want to tell you what inspired it, what it's all about, what you can expect, if it's right for you, and how your life might be incredibly transformed by it. So, if you don't know my story, I embarked on my journey of recovery over 9 years ago, and that is what introduced me to this practice of being intentional. And by that, I mean choosing to show up for myself and show up in my life in ways that felt purposeful, meaningful, and mindful to me. I asked myself, if you have put so much energy into your self destruction, Adrienne, what could you do if you used that energy for good? What could you create for yourself? And if I was going to all this trouble to turn my entire life around, I decided that I wanted it to be tethered to joy. I wanted to connect to joy each and every day, even on the tough days. So sometimes that's how we come to a journey like this. Something significant has happened and we really need to recalibrate. Other times, we're just feeling outside of ourselves. We feel like we've been on autopilot, that we've been meeting the demands of all of these other people or entities, and we've become fragmented in the process. We feel this deep desire to connect to ourselves, even if we don't know our purpose, we can be purposeful. And the people arriving here are ready to make those changes and really want to make a beautiful commitment to themselves. So if that sounds like you, this is definitely the place for that. So the foundation is that we're creating really simple, even if you don't have a lot of time, simple daily practices. But that's the key. It's simple and consistent. This is what is going to give you cumulative, profound transformations over time. And you can absolutely do it. And it's the doing it, it's the being it, it's the showing up, it's being curious, it's being willing to have an adventure. So that is the foundation of how you will be guided. So there are people here who've been practicing mindful practices for a long time, people who are brand new. And it's beautiful because we all come together. We all have things to teach each other. So whether it's a wise guide or beginner's mind, we all have those aspects in each of us. So that's the foundation. So we're doing that in the Facebook group. There's an online dashboard, there are weekly emails, and then there are also monthly master classes. So I often teach these. I often bring in guest experts who know more than me on the topic. And this is to give us some building blocks. So if you've started to establish that, and you're like, I kind of want to add something, I'm curious to build out this practice, we're going to give you those building blocks and you can pick and choose which ones are right for you. So we've talked about things like breath work, meditation, gratitude. We have a person coming in regularly to guide us to aligning with the lunar cycles. We also have a resident naturopath who is always guiding us to align our intentions, diet, exercise, seasonally. So there's a lot here, and you can select what makes sense for you in this moment, but you will be incredibly supported. And I can tell you, this group has been going since January of 2020. And just the women who show up are curious and mindful and funny and raw and authentic. Some just want to be on the outskirts looking in. Others want to, share inspiration and ask questions. So wherever you find yourself on the spectrum, there is a place for you. So, in a nutshell, these simple practices guide everything that I do. Cards I create, books I write, talks that I give, retreats that I run. I always want to give us these simple tools so that we can connect with our greatest joy. And this group came out of people telling me we want regular inspiration, we want accountability, we want community, we want to share with people who are in the trenches together. And there's that beautiful Ram Dass quote that we're all just walking each other home. And that's what we're doing. I inspire this group, but I am also very inspired by this group. So if this sounds like something that would feed your soul, I would love to have you join us. There's a monthly option if you just want to check things out, or that's a way that you prefer to manage your payments. There's also an annual investment where you save a few dollars, but either way, it boils down to less than $1 a day. And it's an investment in your self-care and your well-being. And once I learned that, I could invest in things like that, it's some of the best things I've ever done. So investing my energy, my time in places that really nourish me, cultivate me, and fill me up, it's the best thing I can do. So that is what this membership is all about. And if anything I've said here speaks to you, we would really love to have you join us. And if you just want to test it out, I absolutely think that that's a great idea. You can always reach out directly if you have questions that didn't get answered here. But I seek to create the things I wish existed in the world. And this is absolutely one of them. So I thank you for spending this time with me. Again, would love to have you join us. And I wish you great joy, abundance, and boundless adventures.